Last class, I explained you about the preparation and some chemical properties of ethers. Okay, the chemical property which I explained in the last class, that was the most important one. Is it clear? Now today we are going to see remaining chemical properties of the ethers, and mostly today we are going to finish off that one. I hope you are able to understand this one now. So today we are going to finish off ethers topic. Okay, so now we are going to take the next chemical property today. Followed? Now stay clearly. The next reaction with concentrated HI, excess. See, in the previous class I didn't take excess. Now I am taking excess. I hope you are able to understand this one. In the previous class, I didn't take the excess quantity. Now I am taking the excess quantity of HI. Followed? Then how the reaction will happen? So see clearly everyone know. So here what happened? ROR dash when treated with HI, concentrated HI. So first of all, what happened? Protonation takes place, that you know clearly. So oxygen will get the positive charge here. Are you followed everyone? Positive charge. Then what happened? Any one bond will break. Okay. So let us think that this bond is breaking. Let us think this bond is breaking here. Okay. Then what we will get here? Tell me. ROH we will get. Then this R dash I is there now. R dash I will react I minus. I hope you are able to understand. Then here what we will get here? R dash I. Is it clear everyone? Then here one important thing, reaction is not completed till now. So here I mentioned clearly, you see HI is in excess. Okay, the alcohol which is formed, that again react with HI. Again that will react with HI. Is it clear? So this OH, this H, okay, is removed as the water. Then here, what is the product form? Tell me. RI, alkyl iodide. So see clearly, here we got R dash I. Here also we got RI only. So when you take excess of HI, remember everyone, when you take excess of HI, okay, no alcohol is formed. No alcohol is formed. Is it clear? Only iodoalkane is formed, remember. Only iodoalkane. Only iodoalkane is formed. Please copy quickly. Hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. Now let me go to the next slide. Here, one important note I want to give. Remember, except okay, methanol, except methanol. Okay, remaining all alcohols. Remaining all alcohols react with HI. All alcohols react with HI with SN1 mechanism. With SN1 mechanism. Is it clear? So in the previous slide, I told you, see clearly in the previous slide, I told you, ROH which is formed, that will react with HI again, excess HI. Na? So I told you that water molecule will be eliminated. Is it clear? Then here we get the RI. which is called alkyl iodide. So remember, if this ROH is there now, if it is CH3OH, okay, then this mechanism will be SN2 except CH3OH. Okay, remaining all alcohols will react with HI and with SN1 mechanism. Remember everyone, except CH3OH. Clear everyone? Followed everyone? Okay, let us enter into the next chemical property then. Okay, so see clearly everyone now. Next one, reaction of ether with anhydrous HI. Reaction of ether with anhydrous HI. Here, reaction of ether with anhydrous HI. So anhydrous, try to understand. That means solvent is not there in this one. So now what happens? See clearly how the reaction will happen. ROR dash. So when treated with the anhydrous HI, when treated with the anhydrous HI, is it clear everyone? So now what happened here? First of all, protonation takes place. Hope you are able to understand this one. Protonation takes place. Okay. Now anhydrous, that means no solvent is there. Okay. So see clearly everyone now, since solvent is absent, since solvent is absent, okay, leaving group do not leave. Leaving group do not leave. Remember everyone here, to leave the leaving group, that means leaving group will depart only when solvent is there. But here you see anhydrous HI, that means solvent is not there. Is it clear? Since solvent is not there, okay, do not depart. Then what happens? See clearly, when the leaving group do not depart, then our nucleophile I minus is there now. So I minus attacks on the smaller alkyl group, then ROH is formed in this way. See clearly. Are you followed? So what are the products formed here? ROH is formed plus R dash I is formed. I hope you are able to understand this one. Okay. And here the mechanism followed is SN2. The mechanism followed is SN2. I hope you are understanding. And remember everyone here, I minus attacks on. I minus attacks on smaller alkyl group. I minus attacks on smaller alkyl group. Okay. Why smaller alkyl group? Why? Because mechanism is SN2. So please copy quickly. Hope you are copying this one. Completed. Now in the next slide, let me summarize this one. Okay. So now see clearly everyone know ROR dash. Okay. If R is primary, R primary. Okay. If R is primary, this is secondary. Okay. Or if both are secondary, remember everyone, if both are secondary, so when it react with anhydrous HI, anhydrous HI, so Remember everyone, product is according to SN2 mechanism. Clear? This is one of the important point to be noted here. Clear everyone? So if both are primary, okay, one is primary, one is secondary, and if both are secondary, remember everyone. So in all these cases, okay, product is according to SN2 mechanism. Hope you are able to understand this one. Product is according to SN2 mechanism. Then here you may ask me a question. Then what about the which one? What about the tertiary? Tertiary we are going to see in the next slide. Okay, so let me go to the next slide now. See clearly here one important note I want to give before going to tertiary. Okay, so HI itself is a solvent. HI itself is a solvent, but its dielectric constant is less than water. Dielectric constant is less than water. Clear? So HI do not support ionization. HI do not support ionization of primary and secondary. That is the reason why in case of primary and secondary, the mechanism will be SN2. So try to understand this point here. HI itself is a solvent, okay, but it's a dielectric constant. In the physics, I think you might have read this term. Dielectric constant is less than water, remember. Dielectric constant is less than water. So it do not support the ionization of primary and secondary. When the ionization is not supported, then carbocation will not form. When carbocation is not forming, SN1 do not happen. Is it clear? In that case, SN2 will happen. Remember everyone. I hope you are able to understand this one. Clear? Then what about the tertiary that we are going to see in the next slide? Okay. Now see clearly here. Let me take the tertiary case. So R, O, R dash. Okay. So remember, if any R is a tertiary, then that one when treated with anhydrous HI, then the product is ROH plus R dash I. Okay, and remember the mechanism followed is SN1. The mechanism followed is SN1. Okay, and remember everyone, if any R is tertiary, here let me write clearly, if any R is tertiary, then what happened? HI supports ionization. HI supports ionization, and the mechanism is SN1. The mechanism is SN1. So this is one important point here. If any R is a tertiary, see clearly, okay, then in that case, HI will support. That means HI can support the ionization only in case of tertiary, because tertiary bond can be broken very easily. I think you are understanding this one every. Please copy quickly. Completed. Now we are going to take one example here. Okay. So see clearly here. Let me take the phenyl, whereas here ethyl and here methyl, then here CH3. So this is reacting with anhydrous HI. Anhydrous HI. So write the product here. I will wait for some time. I hope you people are doing this one. Okay, so first what happened? Oxygen carry 2 lone pairs with HI, protonation happens. So when the protonation happens, then what happened? See clearly here ET, here methyl, and here phenyl. So oxygen get the positive charge with hydrogen, and here CH3. Is it clear, everyone? Then here you see now the bond will be broken in this way. Then here what are the products formed here? See clearly. The first product is the CH3OH alcohol. Clear. Then here once you see here we got the carbocation. Am I right? So here let me show with yellow color. Here we got the carbocation. Is it clear, everyone? So now the cation which is formed. Clear. So since here mechanism is SN1, you know well that SN1 leads to racemization. Am I right? SN1 leads to the racemization. Therefore, nucleophile may attack from front side as well as the back side. Therefore, see clear here ethyl and here methyl, here phenyl and here iodine. This is the retention, whereas this is the inversion. So iodine side, phenyl here, ethyl here, methyl here. See clearly, this is the racemic mixture. This is the racemic mixture because SN1 leads to what? Racemization. Hope you are able to understand this one. Clear? Next, we are entering into next chemical property. Okay, so now the next chemical property is called as the electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Okay, so here, what is this electrophilic aromatic substitution? Okay, now for that one, everyone know, take the which one, aromatic ether. Okay, I think you know what is the name of this aromatic ether. Anisole. I hope you are able to understand this one. Anisole, and remember everyone, anisole is also called as what, you know, methoxybenzene. Anisole is also called as methoxybenzene. Is it clear, everyone? So now what happened? Oxygen carry two lone pairs here, followed. So now the lone pair comes here. Pi bond will go to the next carbon. Is it clear, everyone? Pi bond will go to the next carbon. Then here what happened? Tell me. OCH3, and their oxygen get the positive charge. Here negative charge. Two pi bonds will be there in the ring. Clear? When the negative charge enters into the ring, then the pi bond will go to the next carbon here. Clear? So let us write the next resonance structure then. So in this way we will get here. So now two pi bonds in the ring. Then this is double bonded OCH3 positive, and here pi negative charge comes to the para position. Clear, everyone? Okay, then what happened? When the negative charge enters into the ring, pi bond will go to the next carbon here, followed. So here, let me write now. Then here you will get the negative charge. Then here pi bond, and here pi bond. Then here OCH3 with a positive charge. Followed. Now the next one, when the negative charge enters into the ring, pi bond will go to the oxygen. Clear? So now the last resonance structure will be somewhere like this. Okay. So here 3 pi bonds, then here OCH3. Hope you are able to understand this one. Followed, everyone? Now here if you see the resonance structures clearly, now electrophile attacks at the ortho position, see clearly. Okay. Similarly, here also electrophile attacks at the para position also. That is the reason why in anisole, see clearly everyone know, in anisole, OCH3 group is there, no? So OCH3 is the ortho para directing group. Ortho para directing group. Is it clear, everyone? It is ortho para directing group, and it is ring activator. It is activating the ring towards electrophilic aromatic substitution. Hope you are able to understand this one. So OCH3 group is OCH3 group is orthopara directing group and ring activator. I hope it is clear to everyone. Followed. I want to ask. Very clearly, everyone know. So here I want to take the phenol. Then here I want to take the anisole. Okay, so remember everyone, phenol is also orthopara director and it is ring activator. Clear? OCH3 also orthopara director and it is ring activator. Now, can you tell me out of these two, which is a good ring activator? Which is a good ring activator? I hope you are understanding this one. Which is a good ring activator out of these two? See clearly everyone and try to answer this question. Okay, now here what happened? See clearly here oxygen carry two lone pairs as I told you. So lone pair goes here. Similarly here also lone pair will go here. Are you followed everyone? So try to understand here. Here this CH3 is there now. CH3 is the plus I group. Am I right? Plus I group means what? Electron donating group. Electron donating group. Is it clear? So here CH3 will help oxygen. CH3 will help oxygen to push the electrons towards phenyl ring. But in this case, what happened? No one is helping oxygen to push the electrons. Is it there? Which is a good ring activate. People are under. The last reaction, I think you people didn't heard about that one because it was somewhat there was some internet issue here. So now let me start that one only. See clearly, everyone know halogenation. Is it clear? Halogenation. So see clearly now halogenation reaction. I want to explain like this. This is the anisole. Okay, so anisole when treated with bromine in presence of the acid, anisole when treated with bromine in presence of the acid, is it clear? Then what happened? You will get two products here. One is the OCH3 and bromine at ortho position, and one more is the OCH3 here, bromine at the para position. So what are the names of ortho and para isomers? So first one you see ortho bromo anisole. Okay, then next one para bromo anisole. Is it clear? Orthobromoanisole and parabromoanisole. Okay. Remember, in ortho, both the groups are close to each other, so they may repel. Because of this reason, ortho product is minor. Okay. Para product is major. Are you followed? Ortho product is minor, para product is major. Hope you are able to understand. Please copy quickly. Followed everyone. This is about the what I want to say. Halogenation. Clear everyone? Right. Now the next one you see clearly. Next one is the Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Okay. Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So now see clearly everyone know Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So this is the anisole. So this anisole is treated with CH3Cl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. In presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Is it clear? So what happened here? OCH3 at ortho position you will get CH3 and next one more product you see here. So here OCH3 at the para position you will get CH3. Followed. So what are the names of these ortho and para? So first one you see clearly it is the 2-methoxytoluene and the other one is the 4-methoxytoluene. Is it clear? 2-methoxytoluene and 4-methoxytoluene. Remember everyone, para is the major and ortho is the minor. Followed 2-methoxytoluene, 4-methoxytoluene. Ortho is the minor product, para is the major product. Hope you are able to understand this one. Let us take one more example for alkylation. Okay. Now see clearly. So this is the toluene. So this toluene when treated with CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. So try this question everyone. Completed. So here let me solve this question. First of all, the leaving group chlorine will depart out. Clear? So when the leaving group departs out, then what happened? You will get this one CH3, CH2, CH2 plus. Okay. So now if you do the hydride shift here, then what happened? CH3, CH plus, CH3, halogen 6. In the previous, how many alpha hydrogens? 2. So this is the stable carbocation. And this attacks on the benzene ring at ortho and para positions. Is it clear? So see clearly, this is the anisole. Now CH, CH3, CH3. This is the para isomer. Then O, CH3. Then here CH, CH3, CH3. This is the ortho isomer. Remember, ortho isomer is minor and para isomer is major. Hope you are able to understand this one. Ortho isomer is minor, para isomer is major. Completed. This is about the alkylation. Now let us see okay, Friedel-Crafts acylation. Next one. Friedel-Crafts acylation. Okay, acylation. So now see clearly here. This is the anisole. Okay, so anisole when treated with CH3COCl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. In presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Is it clear? Then what happened here? You will get again two products OCH3, then C double bonded OCH3. Orthoisomer. What is the name of orthoisomer? Here I am writing, you see, 2-methoxyacetophenone. 2-methoxyacetophenone. That is the name of the orthoisomer. Then see clearly, everyone know. Here I am taking the para isomer. So C double bonded O CH3. This is the para isomer. So what is the name of the para isomer? 4-methoxyacetophenone. Is it clear? And now remember, like the pre major and ortho is the minor. Followed? I hope you are able to understand this one. Right. Now, let us go to the next chemical property that is called as the nitration. Next chemical property is nitration. Okay. Now, see clearly, everyone know. So here what happened now, anisole when treated with concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. Then what happened? See clearly here. So here OCH3 at ortho position, NO2. Next, one more OCH3 at the para position, NO2. Clear? So what are the names of the products formed here? Names of the products are first one 2-nitroanisole and the next one 4-nitroanisole. Is it clear? So 4-nitroanisole is there now. It is the major product and this is the minor product. I hope you are understanding here. In this reaction, one important thing, even I discussed in the previous lesson also, I don't know whether you remembered or not, HNO3 in this way I am writing. So see clearly, H2SO4 is then it is strong acid. So it will break the bond like this. It will break the bond like this. Then OH minus ions will be released out. NO2 plus is the electrophile. This electrophile attacks at ortho position at the same time para position. So remember everyone, this is electrophile in this reaction, NO2 plus. Are you followed? Actually, HNO3 is acid. Acid should liberate which ions? H plus ions. But here you see acid is liberating which ions? OH minus ions. So remember everyone, in all electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, HNO3 acts as a base. In all electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, HNO3 acts as a base. Remember everyone. Please copy it.
Oh, hello, sir.
Yes, sir, please. So I hope you are able to understand this nitration reaction. And remember everyone that for the tomorrow's test syllabus is alcohols, phenols and ethers. Is it clear everyone? So remember everyone, by this nitration reaction, alcohols, phenols, ethers chapter is completed. It is totally finished out. Okay, I hope you are able to understand this one, and some questions are there at the back side of the lesson in your textbook. So please go through them. Okay, please solve that questions. They are very important questions even. So please solve them, and if any questions you are not getting, you can get back to me. I hope you are able to understand this one. Clear? So let me enter into the next lesson. Are you followed everyone? So next lesson is very, very, very important lesson. At the same time, that lesson is having highest weightage in NEET, mains and advanced. Okay, very important lesson. At the same time, very big lesson also, very interesting lesson even. So what is the name of that one? Aldehydes. Next, ketones. Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Is it clear everyone? Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. This is one of the most important lesson. Followed. So first of all, let me give some general introduction regarding aldehydes and ketones. So see clearly, first of all, aldehyde. What is aldehyde? R, C, double bonded OH. Aldehyde. For aldehyde, one exception is there. R, what is R here? R may be alkyl group, R may be aryl group also. Is it clear? But here, one important thing, sometimes R may be hydrogen also. Sometimes R may be hydrogen also, remember. So this is about the aldehyde functional group. Is it clear? Aldehyde functional group. Then what about the ketone? See clearly. Ketone R, C, double bonded O, R. So this is ketone. Is it clear everyone? Now, in this ketone, see clearly, to make it clear, let me take R, C double bonded O, R dash. So remember everyone, if R is equal to R dash, then that ketone is called as the symmetrical ketone. If R is equal to R dash, the ketone is said to be symmetrical. Similarly, if R is not equal to R dash, then that ketone is said to be unsymmetrical. Is it clear everyone? If R is equal to R dash, the ketone is said to be symmetrical. If R is not equal to R dash, then the ketone is said to be unsymmetrical. Hope you are able to understand. So please copy it quickly. One more important thing I want to discuss here, that now see clearly, this is the aldehyde R, C double bonded OH, and this is the ketone R, C double bonded O, R dash. Now see clearly, in both the cases, C double bonded O is common. Okay, so that C double bonded O group is there, na? That C double bonded O group is called as the carbonyl group. C double bonded O group is called as the carbonyl group. Okay, that is the reason why aldehydes and ketones are called as the carbonyl compounds. So this is the aldehyde and this is the ketone. So aldehydes and ketones are called as the carbonyl compounds. Is it clear, everyone? So see clearly, this is the carbonyl group. Clear? Now this C is there, na carbon, its hybridization is sp2. And that carbon is said to be carbonyl carbon. That carbon is said to be carbonyl carbon. This oxygen is there, na? That oxygen is said to be carbonyl oxygen. Carbonyl oxygen. Clear? And remember, since hybridization is sp2, here bond angle will be 120 degrees. Bond angle is 120 degrees. So please copy quickly. Followed. Then what about the acids then? So look here, the general formula of carboxylic acids is this one, RCOOH. What is R here? Okay. Now see everyone, R may be alkyl. Okay. R may be hydrogen and R may be phenyl. Is it clear? R may be alkyl, R may be hydrogen and R may be phenyl also. Is it clear, everyone? Now, nomenclature of aldehydes and ketones and acids, okay, that we are going to see in the next class. So, in this session, when I re-entered some slides, that the slides which are there, okay, now the slides are not there, but the slides which are there now, okay, now I will show you the slides which are there now. See clearly. Clear? Now, second slide. Friedel-Crafts alkylation I explained here. Then third slide. Okay. Then here fourth slide, acylation. Completed. Then here once you see nitration. Remember, in all electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, HNO3 acts as a base. By this nitration reaction, alcohols, phenols, ether chapter is completed. Tomorrow exam is on alcohols, phenols and ethers only. Okay. Then here I started the next lesson, aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Very, very important lesson and very big lesson having highest weightage. Clear? Now here you see aldehydes and ketones called carbon. hybrid E2 and bond angle is 120 degrees. Followed. Now, next here, acid. Carboxylic acid. Clear, everyone? Right. Now, remaining part of this lesson, in the next class we will discuss. Okay. Ranjit sir.